The United States is undeniably one of the largest countries in the world, both in terms of land area and population. However, the population is not spread evenly throughout the country. Most Americans reside in the nation's eastern or western halves, resulting in a vast, sparsely populated interior region. This discussion will delve into the reasons behind this unique distribution. But before we continue, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the most fascinating facts about where, how, and why people choose to live in America. To better comprehend the population distribution of the United States, it's crucial to recognize that many Americans reside in the eastern half of the country. If we were to draw a vertical line down the middle of the United States, we would find that approximately 80% of the population lives to the east of this line, while only 20% resides in the west. This intriguing disparity can be attributed to several factors, such as geographical and historical circumstances. Geographically, the eastern half of the United States poses fewer challenges for habitation and development, making it an ideal region for settlement. Historically, the eastern regions were home to the first colonies established by the nation's forefathers, which later gained independence from Britain. Consequently, the East Coast had a head start in terms of development and growth, paving the way for the prosperous United States we know today. In 1803, the United States acquired a vast expanse of land in the western part of the continent from France, known as the Louisiana Purchase. This territory encompassed much of what is now the Midwest and Western United States. This acquisition coincided with the establishment of the Mississippi River watershed, an area abundant in fresh water that facilitated the cultivation of agricultural land and the transportation of goods and people via ships. The combination of fertile farmland and convenient transportation spurred rapid westward expansion. The development of the West Coast began roughly around the same time, albeit at a slightly slower pace. San Francisco was incorporated in 1850, a mere 13 years after the founding of Chicago. Portland, Oregon, and Los Angeles, California were officially recognized as cities in 1850. The West Coast progress was somewhat hampered by the lack of fast and reliable transportation at the time, but it wasn't too far behind the Midwest in terms of development. The early populations of these burgeoning cities were primarily driven by natural resource boom and bust cycles, such as the gold rush in Northern California in 1849. Over time, as transportation and urban infrastructure improved, other major cities emerged and established themselves as significant population centers. The United States population distribution has been shaped by a myriad of geographical, historical, and economic factors. The country's eastern half boasts a more substantial population due to its favorable geography and historical head start, while the vast interior remains sparsely populated. As we continue to examine the ever-evolving landscape of the United States, it's essential to keep these factors in mind to better understand the nation's unique population dynamics. During the late 19th century, Central American cities such as Boise, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, and Denver flourished, becoming official municipalities between 1860 and 1900. The western half of the United States witnessed a surge in population and development during this period. However, a vast region exists in the country where development has stagnated, forming an extensive belt that essentially divides the contiguous United States in two. The intriguing history of any country often includes stories about why certain regions grow at different rates or why particular areas remain sparsely populated. This enormous belt, spanning about 350,000 square miles, cuts through the 48 contiguous states, creating a region with no comparable large connected area of sparsely populated land. If considered as a state, it would be larger than Alaska, which measures approximately 570,000 square miles. Although this belt accounts for nearly 12% of the contiguous United States, less than 1% of the country's total population resides there. Numerous sizable cities disrupt the vast expanse of rural farms, mountains, and forests found throughout the rest of the contiguous United States, but within the belt, the cities are relatively small. Some of the more populous cities within the belt include Lubbock, Amarillo, Midland, Abilene, Rapid City, Bismarck, San Angelo, and Odessa. Beyond these cities, the population drops off significantly, particularly in the suburbs. The vast region with low population density in the United States has always been a subject of curiosity, leaving many to wonder why this is the case. Typically, multiple explanations exist, but a combination of factors has led to the current situation. As of 2022, this region remains relatively underpopulated for three primary reasons: which we will explore in greater detail to help better understand the challenges faced by this area. One significant factor is the fierce resistance from various Native American tribes, such as the Sioux, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Comanche, and Apache, which played a crucial role in impeding the advancement of American troops and settlers. Throughout the late 1800s, these indigenous tribes fought bravely to protect their lands and culture, but their populations eventually dwindled, forcing them to retreat to reservations. Consequently, the development in this region lagged behind the rest of the country, leaving it at a disadvantage compared to other areas that experienced rapid growth and expansion. Another aspect to consider is the presence of the Rocky Mountains and its substantial impact on the area east of the range. The rain shadow effect, a term that may be new to some, refers to the phenomenon where precipitation falls primarily on the western side of the mountains, leaving the eastern side dry and arid. As a result, a staggering 64% of the belt consists of arid steppe or deserts, 28% has a cold and dry climate, and 8% experiences a temperate climate. This lack of rainfall and extreme climate conditions severely affected agriculture, which was a significant driving force behind settlement during the 1800s and early 1900s. With agriculture being crucial for the sustenance and growth of communities, the adverse conditions in this region made it less attractive for settlers and slowed down its development. The extreme temperature fluctuations in the region also contribute to its low appeal to potential residents. The continental nature of the area allows for the rapid influx of polar winds, which can lead to sudden and dramatic temperature drops within a single day. For example, temperatures could plummet from a comfortable 70 degrees Fahrenheit to a freezing 30 degrees Fahrenheit in a matter of hours. Such temperature swings make living in the area challenging and unattractive for many people who prefer more stable and predictable weather patterns. Economic factors are generally the primary drivers for population growth or decline in a city or region. In the case of this vast belt, it lacks many advantages, and the harsh climate actively discourages people from moving there. Limited job opportunities, scarce resources, and inhospitable living conditions make it difficult for communities to thrive in the region. The combination of these factors, along with the historical context of Native American resistance and the ongoing challenges posed by the climate, ensure that the area will likely remain relatively unpopulated for the foreseeable future. The low population density in this extensive region of the United States can be attributed to a combination of historical, geographical, and economic factors, each playing a crucial role in shaping the area's current situation. It is important to delve into the various elements contributing to the region's unique characteristics to gain a deeper understanding of the disparities in population and development. One critical historical factor lies in the fierce resistance from Native American tribes, including the Sioux, Cheyenne, Kiowa, Comanche, and Apache. These indigenous tribes fought bravely to protect their lands and cultures, ultimately delaying the advancement of American troops and settlers. This resistance led to slower development in the region compared to other parts of the country, which experienced rapid growth and expansion during the same time. The presence of the Rocky Mountains significantly impacts the region's climate. The rain shadow effect occurs when precipitation primarily falls on the western side of the mountains, leaving the eastern side dry and arid. This phenomenon has shaped the region's climate, with 64% of the area consisting of arid steppe or deserts, 28% characterized by a cold and dry climate, and the remaining 8% experiencing a temperate climate. These harsh conditions severely affected agriculture, a driving force behind settlement in the 1800s and early 1900s, making it difficult for communities to thrive. Economic factors, such as limited job opportunities and scarce resources, have also played a role in the region's low population density. The extreme temperature fluctuations brought on by the continental nature of the area and the rapid influx of polar winds make living conditions challenging and unappealing to potential residents. As a result, the harsh climate actively discourages people from moving to the region, contributing to its sparse population. Given these historical, geographical, and economic factors, it becomes clear why the population density in this vast region remains low. By exploring and learning about the complex history and geography of the United States, a greater appreciation for the diverse landscape and unique challenges faced by different regions can be achieved. For anyone interested in discovering more about the fascinating aspects of the United States, numerous resources are available to deepen your understanding. By engaging with this content and sharing it with others, the knowledge and appreciation for the incredible variety and history within the country can continue to grow. So subscribe and hit the like button to continue growing.